Welcome back, guys. In this video I will be showing you how to draw the orthographic projection for a simple isometric block. So this is a little bit more complex one. Here we have the front elevation, the plan, and the end elevation. So the first step is to establish our horizontal and vertical datum line and our 45-degree angle. So for that I go to line, and for this I'm using construction line. So I click on line, ensure that orthogonal mode is on. I then left click down, and the third line I want this to be minus 45 degrees, minus 45. Oh, it should have been tab, 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 minus 45, enter. What tab does, tab changes from the length to the angle, the tab key. Next, I left click here, click the middle and drag to the center. That is paste. Escape. Left click here, then copy or move. M for move, then enter. It says specify the base point. I left click here as my base point, then I paste this here. That part is done. The next step is to draw a rectangle which is 80 by 10. So REC, enter. Left click, left click, 80 on the X, comma, 10, enter on the Y. This is it. I then move this in place, M, enter. Left click here, and I have this right here. I think this is too close to that drawing, so I will be moving this. I left click here, drag, then left click, then type move, M for move, enter. Click the base point, then go across. So this part has been completed. My next move is to draw the plan view, the plan which sits directly below the front. So that is important. And so for this next step I will be drawing some vertical line. For this I use construction. So I type XL for construction line, enter, XL, enter. I then choose vertical, vertical. I then left click here and then left click there, escape. This line is a bit too short, so I'm gonna left click on that, left click and drag the end to extend it a little distance away, escape. Next I'm gonna establish a distance that I want my rectangle to be. Well, alright, so the top of this is 50. So what I'm gonna do is to draw a circle, 50 millimeters. Or I could simply draw a rectangle 50 by 80 and then copy and paste it here. So REC, enter, left click, 80 by 50, enter. Then I move it into place. Oh, I want this to be at a certain distance from this line. So for that, I'm going to establish, this could be done several ways. I could also draw a line here, then offset it down and offset it. Yeah. So C for circle, enter. Left click here, then let this be about 10, 1, 0, enter. So this now becomes my base point. Left click here, type M for move, enter. Choose here as my base point. It is of great importance that you pay attention to the command bar. The first bold word typically tells which command is active. In this case, move is active. And the instruction says specify the base point. And my base point is here. And I left click and drop this right here. And that now becomes my plan. So this is the front, this is the plan. Yeah. I want to distinguish my construction lines from my outline. So I will be changing these two to outline. So I'll left click onto them, go up to outline, left click on outline, and those are now changed. My next step is to generate my end elevation. The end elevation is what we see when we view from this side here. What we see from here. In that case, that is 50 by 10. Now, what I'll be doing, I'll be using rectangle command. So I type REC for rectangle, enter. I then left click here and then track this here to that to get 1 point. To get the other point down here, I will be doing the same thing, except that I'll be using the base. So I go rectangle, left click here, then go down to here, track this point. Oh, that's not long enough. Oops. So I will need to extend it a little bit more. So I type LEN for lengthen, and I click this 30, enter. I lengthen this by a certain amount. So that is good. That's not a good length. So I go back to this rectangle, left click here, trace this point. Yeah. And now I have a box for my rectangle. I then spacebar to reactivate rectangle. I then left click here, left click there to produce my end. Let me change that to this layer. Yeah, and that's basically it. My next step now would be to add my label, to add front end and plan. So to do that, I'll use text. Go up to single line text. Left click for my start point. I want the text height of 3. Let it be 5. 5, enter. Rotation angle should always be 0. And of course, it's extremely important that you read the command bar. Very important. So this is the front, 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 plan, PLAN, and this is the end elevation, END. Click outside, then escape. Now this has been drawn on the wrong layer, so I need to change these to text. So I simply left click onto these, left click onto those, then go down to my text layer, and they are now changed to my text layer. Of course, it's important to dimension our figure, so I'll be dimensioning my figure as well. For that, I'm choosing linear, left click, space bar to reactivate, space bar again, left click here, left click there, drag, space bar to reactivate, left click here, left click there, and drag, space bar to reactivate, left click here, left click there, and drag, space bar to reactivate, left click here, left click there, and drag. Now I want to measure the angle here. So for that I go up here, then click there, that and that, and that is done. That is done. I could now could delete this as I no longer need that. Probably I should use a different color for this. For these, yeah. Probably I should. Yeah. So that look more or less like it. So this is the orthographic projection for this block, that block.